Hi all, hope you're doing okay. Now this video is going to be my November 2021 income report. It is pretty late getting it out, but I have been busy creating a lot of books this month and enjoying time with the family. So let me not keep you waiting and let's get into the video. So the gross amount earned for the month of November 2021 was $1,371.76. And again, similar to the previous month, I did expect a lot more, but I did have a target of books that I did really want to release, and I did only end up releasing maybe half of those books. And I've definitely seen a big jump in December, but for the month of November, it was less than I expected. But just to keep things in perspective, last year, November 2020, I think I earned around $470. So I'm grateful earning 3 times as much. Now, my best day for November 2021 was Tuesday the 16th. And on that day, the full amount was $136.51. And again, keeping things in perspective, that's more than I earned in my first 3 month on Amazon KDP. So it is definitely important to remember these little things. So generally kind of looking at the month, you can see it's all quite kind of similar level apart from the 11th and the 16th. And those 2 days, I just had bulk orders for one of my logbooks. Now, funny to say this, my worst day was actually a day before my best day. So if we look at the 15th of November, I only earned $17.90. So it was definitely nice to see that boost on the next day. Now, taking a look at the books sold, we can see for the month of November, I sold 706 books. And these were all paperback copies, with 2 being from distribution, and with the highest amount of books sold on the 11th. So I sold 80 books. And then on the 16th, I sold 77 books. So to find out my average royalty per book, I'm just going to divide the gross royalty of $1,371.76 by the amount of books I sold, which was 706, and that roughly gives me a royalty of $1.94, which is a slight improvement on the previous month. But for December, I did increase my prices of some of my best-selling books just to make sure that I gain even more royalties. I like to go over some of my best books, but just before I do that, let's take a look at which marketplaces sold the best for me. So for November, the UK had 53% of my sales. And this marketplace was where I got the bulk orders for my logbooks. Otherwise, it would probably been pretty similar between the UK and the US. So in the US, that roughly took 43% of the market share. Then we've got Canada, roughly 2.7%. And then small royalties from Germany, France, Spain, and Australia. So they are small amounts from these other countries, but it still definitely helps towards my monthly income. So taking a look at some of my best books, we can see that this first book definitely had a large majority of the sales, roughly looking at a third just from this book. And it is the logbook that I've been talking about. And I definitely love logbooks, and you should add them to your portfolio of books as they are evergreen. They sell all year round, and they're definitely books that I can rely on to get consistent sales. The next one is a calendar, and with this one I actually got somebody to create the words in a specific way, so it's kind of like a quote calendar, but the way that it's been done, you definitely wouldn't think it's an independently published book. as I really took time on it and it came together really well. After this is an animal calendar. Then we've got kind of a sports planner. And after this, we've got an activity book. And then just scrolling down, we've got a range of a few more calendars. We've got more coloring books, more planners also, and logbooks. But one of the things that I do want to mention is that you don't have to go after high demand, low competition niches all the time. As yes, you will get bigger sales from them, but sometimes with these lower demand, lower competitive niches, if you just put some books in there, then you can also get sales from some of these areas if you do have a few books, but it just depends on your strategy also. So the final part that we're just going to take a look at is ads. And we'll start off with the UK. And you can see that my spend £112.93 with sales of £811.54. Again, I do not get that full amount with an ACOS of 13.92% and 92 orders in total. So this is a really amazing ACOS, but to be honest, the logbook has taken the majority of the sales. So you can see it's had 71 orders out of the 92 total orders, which significantly has a positive effect on the ACOS. So I'm not going to pretend like I know everything, but this logbook is doing really well for me. And that keyword is getting a lot of traffic. Then just scrolling down, you can see that I have been a bit wasteful with my spend during the month of November. Quite a few of these ACOS did get out of hand. We can see 126%, we can see 49%, we can see 52%, trying to get sales on these books so that they are ranking well for December, where you're most likely to get your biggest sales. So I did take quite a risk with a few of these books. And the strange thing is that they were getting organic sales, but it just really wasn't reflecting in the ads. And I did try to give it the time and even reduce the amount that I was spending on each particular ad, but it just didn't end up working out and I was wasting money. So rather than continuing to let that happen, I did stop a few of these. And it was a similar story in the US. So my ad spend here was $141.84 with sales of $600.39 with an ACOS of roughly 23.62% with a total of 58 orders. And just scrolling down, you can see some really good ACOS. So you can see, for example, with this first one, it's got 13%, we've got another 8%, another 19%. However, others were just going a bit out of hand. So similar to the UK, I did have to stop them. So one thing to understand with ads in Q4, it is a whole complete different kind of ball game than the rest of the year. You are going to be having a lot more clicks on your ads and you do have to be prepared to spend more. But these are definitely things that I'm learning, I'm improving, and it will definitely give me more experience going into Q4 next year. So just summing up everything in total, you can already see my income, and we've spoken about that already. But with my expenses, that my ads in the US were $141.84. And the UK was $151.30. I did have to convert that, but I am subject to 20% VAT for both countries. And then I do have a few subscriptions. So we're talking about Creativefabrica, Canva, and KDP Champ. And if you're interested in any of those, there are links in the description. And my Fiverr spend for this month, it was a lot more. And these mainly consisted of coloring books, activity books, and planners. And for me, I don't mind spending this amount as I think outsourcing is a great way to get a lot more done, especially if they can do it at a much higher quality. And I did come across a niche that had a really low BSR and there was only 3 books. So for me to create quality books quicker, I definitely think that outsourcing is the way to go. So my total expenses came up to $728, and the total income was $643, and we'll round that to 38 cents. So overall, it was just another consistent month for me. What I'm going to do with most of that money is just to reinvest it back into the business. But again, guys, thanks for watching another video. I have got a bit more time over this period, so I am going to try and get out a few more videos. So if you have anything specific you'd like to see, just put that down in the comments. But just wishing you lot a Merry Christmas.